If anybody can say hello. Are we on? Ciao.
We're on.
We're on.
We don't have anybody just yet. Maybe give everybody a second.
You know
Yes.
what? They really
Well, they're gonna start getting into the Bambina. We are good to go, and we are ready to talk about this wonderful wine with my friend Leonardo Pisani.
Ciao. Ci vediamo.
Okay. Leonardo is obviously the Italian specialist. Italian specialist for Italian wines. And we are here to talk about these wonderful wines from Cantine Barbera, Marilena Barbera. Very good friend of mine. I can say she's a friend of mine. I don't know if she agrees with that, but she's a good friend of mine. We had the chance to spend some times together a couple years ago, no, 3 years ago, when me and Christina went to Memphis, and we went to see her in that beautiful facility that she has. Leo, I think it's time to...
For the wine?
Yeah, I think the rosé.
Yeah, let's do it.
La Bambina.
Danny, I have a question.
Sì.
What is Memphis?
Memphis is a small town. It's a little town where she lives, basically,
Okay.
and where the vineyards are. So, what we have here is the two expressions of Nero D'Avola, which is the Sicilian grape. We have a Nero D'Avola Rosso, the way you find it in the market. And we have the Nero D'Avola Rosato, which is a rosé version of this wine. Young wine, young vines. That's why it's called La Bambina. There's a story behind it. That she had this dream, and this wine came up because she was a baby, and she called it La Bambina. Wonderful, incredible wine. And one thing that we want to point out is that this is a harvest done at night,
Okay.
because she wants to preserve the fruit. By the way, Marilena, she's not only the owner of the Cantine Barbera, she's also the winemaker, the enology, she does everything. She runs the entire show. And she comes from, obviously, her father was in the business, and that's how she grew up. The wines from Memphis, this one's a list of big impact with the sea. If you stand in the facility, you can actually see the sea right in front of you.
I can smell it right away.
Yeah, it's got this acidity.
Nice acidity, yes. The color too, I like it. It's not the typical, I don't know, French Provence rosé. It's a Sicilian rosé. I can see it's almost copper. Pretty much, it's like look like copper actually. It's fantastic color, yes. That color is coming from also technique that they're using for maceration. No?
Yeah, but let's say, for instance, Marilena does organic wines, biodynamics wines, sustainable farming.
Yeah.
It's all everything. Like she said, that if you can read it on the neck of the bottle, she's an independent wine grower.
Yeah, they call it vignaioli indipendenti in Italian, but on the neck of the bottle you can see this little man in the bottle. That is independent winemakers. Also because she doesn't like to go through certifications, and personally I agree with that, because you don't have to be certified to be organic. You have to know what you do, and she does everything natural, organic. Also, for example, for fermentation, is all spontaneous fermentation, no yeast added. I'm pretty sure the sulfites also are really, really low. I didn't taste it yet, I just smell it actually. It's fantastic smell.
Yeah. Now with this, I have to tell you, because sometimes it's for some people it's easy to think that the red go with meat, white, the rosé go with fish, and blah, 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 blah. And that's now the craziness of selecting a good bottle of wine and drink the right foods is because you see up here, I got figs. So you say, che ciazzeca? No, ciazzeca. These wines, that's my baby Sisi, by the way. These wines can be drank as you eat from fruits, okay? And fig is a big fruit in Sicily. You know, it grows everywhere, a little bit like prickly pear. So, if you taste the fig as you drink it, either the rosé, it's washed on the outside too. Either the rosé or the red, You see what I mean?
Let's see the inside of that.
I mean,
It pairs perfectly, Daniele. I like also this rosé have a little finish with the tannins and the body. They pair really well with the sweetness of the fig.
amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, really, really good.
Yeah, because you got the acidity.
Perfect.
It balances the sweetness of the pig. And now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trees over here. But this one actually has been given to me by my good friend Vince, who lives across the street. He brought me like 5 pounds of pig last night. We ate them all.
It's so good.
We ate
Great
them.
pairing, Danny. Great
So
pairing.
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because sometimes they say, can you drink wine with dessert? Yes, you can. But can you drink it with fruit? With fruit is a pairing that is very strange, but it works.
No, it
great.
works. The feeling give me this wine is the wine of Sicily. Is a rosé with a character for sure. And Marilena, we know Marilena.
Very good structure, Marilena. Marilena is that is one of the reasons why we say today that the wine in Italy is femmina. It's a woman. You know?
Yeah.
In Sicily you have Marilena, you have Mariano Chipinti. You know, you got all these girls that are really working and bringing those wines out of Sicily. So not out of Italy, out of
Yeah.
Sicily, and let the world know that we know how to do it.
Yes, absolutely. I wanna add one more thing about Marilena Barbera because for me the story is incredible.
There is a
This
million
lady-
things to add. So one more
Yeah,
thing.
just one. I mean, this is for me is a dream come true. I'm pretty sure she feels in the same way, where when you're starting from zero, the bottom, and you're starting to climb a little bit, one step by step, and you're starting to export your wines besides Sicily, and you go to all around Europe and now United States. This is an incredible story from a lady just started from nothing. She don't even know how to make wines. When she went to the land, got it from her father when he died, and incredible. She just pull up the sleeves and start working. So big respect, and I love to sell as a sales rep her wine because it's a fantastic story. Also, they're really high quality.
And we have to be fair. The wines actually sell themselves. All you have to do is just open it up and let it drink, and the game is done. So one more thing I want to point out: the 2 cheeses that were the add-on this week. That is a pecorino pepato from Sicily. So it's a sheep cheese. Go ahead and taste it
Yeah.
because I want you to taste it with both of them. Both.
I'm pretty sure it will be perfect. A little bit of splash.
I mean,
I understand you right away.
it's almost ridiculous. Do you have any questions so far? Anyone? Oh,
So-
they've been good this week. All right.
This each aged is now really young.
It's about 8 months.
8 months, okay.
Not that much. It's about
Not
8
that
months.
much, but
Sissy.
Sicilian.
love the saltiness of the cheese is pairing really well with
And-
the acidity.
Now you're gonna taste the Poschetto Tartufo, which is, I know it's a Toscan thing. I know it's a Toscan cheese. I always say I got Toscan. Yes.
Oh, okay.
I had Toscan input in my blood.
With that color.
Look at that.
A second, a little bit more.
Is that, excuse me, it looks like a Malbec. Is it a
Yeah,
Malbec?
just like
No, the thing about Nero D'Avola, it's got those mulberry notes, but this is a fresh Nero. This is a
fantastic
Nero, a strong woman Nero
Yeah.
D'Avola. You see?
Oh.
Wow, it is
Yeah.
open. It's not this because there is different versions of Nero D'Avola. There is the jammy Nero D'Avola, the overripe. This one is not the overripe type. This one is more floral. and
Black
it's got-
fruits.
Yeah, it's got fresh fruit notes. Thank you for joining us, by the way, in this wonderful
raining
weather.
again. This is a connection with the land. Incredible. Because as we said, Memphis, the plots, because it's not only one, I'm pretty sure there's really there are different plots all around. They have a connection with the land and with the ocean for sure. There is a when she said there is this African wind pushing to the land, you can get the breeze in this wine for sure.
Now remember, Sicily was the very first region that started harvest because of the weather.
Yeah,
We start in July. So you have to be very careful in picking Nero D'Avola because it goes from underripe to overripe right away. So you have to be really careful. You have to go to the vineyard maybe several times. I mean, this is the expression of the terroir. So you got the salinity, the winds, the beautiful limestone clay that she has in Memphis.
The excursion also between the day and the night, I'm pretty sure there's a good excursion of temperature.
Yes, so that's why most of the time she does a night harvest. So the fruit is always there. Try the Boschetto.
Yeah.
You see those truffle notes? How they marry this red?
Man, it's incredible because with the cheese, with the pecorino, with the truffle, you get this big flavor of truffle.
That's a Boschetto.
You drink
This is
Boschetto, I'm sorry.
It's a mix of cow and sheep.
Yeah, sorry, lapsus. And the wine give you smoothness in the mouth actually. It smoother up right away the strong taste of the tartufo and great acidity.
Now,
Incredible, fresh.
eat the pig and you see the pig has changed flavor. Even the pig doesn't taste like it was before. You know, when you make wine like this, you need to be really good. I mean, obviously you have to have that knowledge that you're really good. But there is one thing that you need to have and you cannot do without. It's love. That every day you take care of these little things, even the choice of the bottle, the choice of the glass. I mean, it's always something that a really good wine drinker can pick up right away. Yeah. You see that pig?
Change right away.
Daniele, talk about her Zabibo, which is
So,
one of your favorites.
Marilena makes a zibibo
Fantastic.
that is called a mano, which means handmade by hand, because that zibibo actually doesn't touch any, doesn't even get close to any electricity. It's all natural fermentations, like these wines, and the wine is pure, unfiltered, so you find some sediments. But it's the Sicilian wine. Obviously, Zabibo is a very extremely aromatic grape, also called
It's dry Zabibo,
Muscato
no?
of Alexandria. Yes, and it's dry, but it's an expression of Sicily, like very few. And she makes really pure.
Also, she makes this label, fantastic label, all pretty much hand written. What about a mano? Because it's made, only with hands and handmade, and is an incredible expression of Zibibo, dried Zibibo from Sicily.
And every bottle is numbered,
Yeah,
so you know
you're right.
exactly what number your bottle
Yeah.
is.
Fantastic product.
I wonder who has number one.
I'm pretty sure she does. She does also indigenous grapes. She makes also indigenous grapes wine. A grape called a pernicone, for example, where is a microcosmo, where is just an experience on the glass. If I blind tasting, I don't think it's an Italian wine. I think it's more it's a French wine with a French terroir. Actually, it's incredible, fantastic wine. Yeah.
Very good. Good. I hope everybody's enjoying the wines with us. As many people bought it. Anybody has questions, we're here to answer them. Otherwise, we keep on drinking. We keep on
Enjoying
enjoying
ourselves.
I
love the cheese.
I hate what I do. I really do hate what I do. You gotta be passionate about what you do. I don't have to be passionate. It's just natural. Well, I was born to drink wine. You know what? Sometimes I always say, I love wine so much that I hate when people eat grapes.
Can I ask you a question? When do you remember your first glass of wine or your first sip?
Minchia. I remember
Like before?
I was probably 13 years old.
There we go. Yeah, this wine.
No, I mean,
Your family, the
yeah,
culture.
it's not that in Italy at that time, at least, it wasn't that big of a deal to give a little bit of wine to the kid. I gave my son Giuseppe his first glass of sparkling. It was a Rotari, I remember, and I still have a photograph of him drinking it. And I think he was 2 or 3 years old. Now, okay, go call whoever you have to call, and he's 22 now, so damn. I was here, you know. But
You pass the culture to him.
yeah, no, it was, and I have a photograph of him drinking the champagne, the Trento Dog. You know, like, it was,
For us, it's normal. Yeah.
what in the world? I mean, it's a fantastic expression of a place when you make good wine. That means that you understood what you have. People like Marilena, not only able to understand the surrounding, but also able to understand what kind of grape and what kind of wine needs to be produced in that plot of land. And she's that good. She's that good.
She learns, she develops, and she understands her land, because also you have to talk, you have to drink, you have to feel the land, and what kind of grape you want to plant there for the next 20 years, 30 years.
Yes, but being the beautiful thing is to be so proud of making working with the grapes of your land, your indigenous grapes. That's what you want to do. You know, you want to Zona, the Nero D'Avola, the Perritono, you know, all this stuff that wants to really, yeah, have those wine talking to the world, and that's exactly what a winemaker should do.
It's not made for the market. It's made the land give her the tools, and she pretty much give it to us, the results.
Absolutely. So here you have it. The wines of Marilena Barbera, perfectly married what I'm about to cook tonight, which is that wonderful pasta called pasta alla Norma, dedicated to you know, Norma was opera, the Norma, no? Rossini. So he was going to this place. It actually comes from Catania side, so the east side of the island, and Rossini used to have this pasta almost every night in this restaurant. And then the owner of the restaurant said, you know what, I'm going to dedicate this pasta to you. I'm going to call her Norma, because he wrote the Norma, and Norma was the woman that he loved the most. So, like every other recipe, at least in the pasta that we have in Italy, there's always a story behind it. So, Norma is the new story. Marilena, thank you very much for what you've done with these wines. They're both incredible. The Rosato is breathtaking. I love those because, you know, the stainless steel, so I love that fruit. And I'm a steely type of guy. I don't enjoy too much the wood.
Yeah, too much structure.
And I find the same thing. I find the same freshness on the Nero D'Avola. I think on a hot summer day, either here in Sicily, you can also slightly chill this wine, and it's gonna be okay. Don't chill it as a white, obviously, but
It will be colder than
chill it like a burgundy white, and it's gonna be pretty good, even on a hot summer. So, drink them, buy them. We have them. Come to Cibo. If you want to taste them, I'll open a bottle. I'll let you taste them. No problem. I have a friend over here that we always support me. So I want to thank Leo. Thank you very much for taking the time. Thank you for coming. Even when it's raining.
You got it. We made it.
Yeah, hopefully it's gonna be okay from now on. I don't know. They say 10% rain. I hope that they 10% not rain.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we'll see you in the kitchen in a few minutes. Thank you all for logging in. We love you. Leo, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll see
See
you
you
soon.
soon. Ciao.